What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Friday night live stream. Tim here at Volatility Trading, and hopefully everybody had a good short week. We were off on Monday. Actually, honestly, completely forgot about that until I was just sitting here looking at my stats. And yeah, so it was an interesting week for us. I wouldn't actually say too interesting until today. Today was actually an interesting day. We decided to sit here and trade for most of the day, and it was a doozy. We started off with a really red trade, climbed all the way back, and then our last trade of the day, we almost gave it all back plus some. But instead, it ended up working out for us, but not before giving us a little bit of a scare in the process. So, Jason, how are you doing? Good evening to you, sir. And let's go ahead and get started. We'll be here until 10:30. At 10:30, if we have enough people in here, I do like to do the ISW giveaway for one lucky person, giving away that Team ISW package. The only rule that I have is that you can't be a repeat winner as of, I believe it was a little over a month ago. I do have a list of said people, so if you want to win again, you better go change your name on YouTube, and under that new name, subscribe, like, all that good stuff as well, because, you know, I'm all about the numbers. No, I'm just kidding. Good to hear, Jason. Good to hear. Hopefully you're feeling pretty confident about your setup right now. How's the new computer? I already drank 2 beers tonight, so feeling kind of good. I also am looking to drink a couple more, but I figured I'd take a Coke in the middle of them just to calm down. Don't want to get a little too carried away. Give it a few minutes for everyone to kind of come in here. I kind of wanted to take a look and see where some of these things ended up. Wowzers. Look at CCIV. What a move this thing made. This is the move late in the day that almost kind of got us. Was happy to get out of this one alive. Just looking at that previous resistance here, made a nice little move and it squeezed. It started the jiggle there at 20. You can even see it tried to pull back 220, and I saw it struggling, and I should have realized after this big candle, if it couldn't even get back through 20, that could have been trouble. I was telling again, I have a problem with feeling something and not acting on it, and I was feeling that I should have cut this right here if it went back through high of day, and I just didn't. And when I didn't, I realized after this squeeze here, because I mean this candle happened in a matter of seconds, I was like, we might be in trouble. Because when I entered this trade at 20, you saw me put my take profit right around this 1983 area, right? I was looking for about half the move. So this previous resistance here at 1950 was, if it worked out, I was really looking to take most of my position off there, and then try to hold the rest for this area down here. But when it ripped right away, as you could see, I was looking for half of this move, and we didn't even come close to that, and it just took off. So if I was putting my size in only looking for this small little move here, right, which at the time looked big, right? This, if you can imagine that none of these candles are here. Let's see if we can. So as this move was happening, you know, this is kind of what the chart looked like, right? So we had this nice previous resistance here, and then we got a nice squeeze candle right up through 20, and I was excited. I was like, okay, nice whole $1.20. Went right up to one of those little key areas, that 2020 area, and it started to reject. So we got back in, but unfortunately, we couldn't break 20. Our average was at 20.02, and you know, I was telling myself, just cut it at high day. Like in my head, I was like, just cut it at high day. If it doesn't work, you know, no need to this late in the day kind of ruin your day per se. And but I just didn't listen to myself. But what I was getting at is we were only looking for half of that move, right? So half of that move was right around that 1980 area. So we had put our take profit out there, and it just decided to rip on us. So while it was ripping, what that means is if we were only looking for 25 cents, and it went another 50 cents against us right away before our ad, and then another 50 cents, and then another dollar. you can only imagine if we were originally looking for 25 cents and then it ripped $2 against us, we were probably a little bit too heavy too quick. And so I tried to be a little bit cautious with my 112. So I ended up 1111, which essentially this is 2. But if you just take these 2 entries and kind of split it in half, that's essentially where I got my second ad. But what this allowed me to do was not miss my ad completely, because here at 21, it did kind of jiggle for a second, but not really. And then it kind of shot right through. And that's when I was like, because it started to jiggle there, and I didn't want to miss the ad just in case, because then we kind of would have been looking like we were in a bad spot. But then it just kept on going, and then so we were waiting for the back end, and when we finally felt like the back end was there, we went ahead and added that other half, and this actually came down to this 2078, and then all the way back up to 22, and then started to come back down. So right when that's when we got that last ad saying, okay, this is probably a fake out breakout. Hopefully at this point, so you'd rather be lucky than good any day. And basically we took this ad and we were risking high of day. That was it. That was that. And I believe it would have been a pretty decent sized loss. I want to say like around $200. I didn't do the math, but I'm pretty sure it was right around there. And thankfully it came down. Our average was at 66. It was like 66, 6, 7, 8, whatever, something like that. But I know, like, I'm talking like 66 cents with the after, like 9,999 or whatever it was afterwards. So it was basically 67. And so I put a take profit there at 55. And thankfully this thing pretty much just flushed all the way back down. I did not think we were going to get a big flush like this with absolutely no bounce. So I wasn't really looking to get greedy on this, looking for any more. As you can see, it just kept on going. But I did not expect it to not only flush this far all at once, let alone get through the $half that easy. So I was just fine taking what it gave me. But yeah, that was one that almost kind of ruined our day today. But thankfully it didn't. Shin, how you doing, man? We were actually just talking about you. Devin, what's up, man? Yeah, Jag was actually asking about you, Shin. He was like, man, I haven't seen Shin around the Discord lately. Brian in the house as well. What's up, Brian? How we doing? Chris C, what's up? Keegan, how you doing? Good morning to you. Would assume Constantine will be popping in here with a good morning as well at some point. And no, Brian, I did not die. All that, and I did not die. The only thing I was upset about with this trade is because I started it so heavy, I couldn't really trade it the way that I wanted to trade it. And it's kind of unfortunate because if I could have really hammered this thing down at the top, because if I wasn't too heavy, it would have been a really good trade. If these were the same entries, but 1, 1, 2, and then maybe another 2, or 1, 1, 2, and then a 4, something like that, like my average would have been like way up here, and we would have absolutely destroyed this thing. But because I got a little too heavy too quick, it kind of changed my perspective, and that's something I think I have to work on. Kind of like accept the risk kind of thing. Like realize you're a little bit heavy. Maybe wait a little bit longer for your ads. Like this ad might not have been necessary. Could have waited to hit it a little bit higher and then just get the full 2 ad. But the emotions were definitely going. I was pretty tired after pretty much trading all day, coming back from the big loss in the beginning of the day on JMIA. And yeah, so it was kind of a bunch of things. It was definitely something to learn. And I do believe we learned a decent amount from this. But just trust your instincts. It's really number one. If we would have trusted our instincts and just cut this thing, we could have let this run, and we definitely would have got back in. We would have just been kind of waiting for the top, and we definitely would have re-entered this trade. We were not stuck in it, but we got ourselves stuck in with an early entry, and we had to fight our way out of it. So, Sammy, what's up? There's Jag. David in the house as well. What's going on, Biz? How you doing? From 13 to 15. Wish I didn't sell. 13 to 15. Oh, that's like not today. To go back a little bit for that one. Yeah, geez, you were all the way in on the first day? Maybe second day? Well, the low was 13 on the second day. I mean, hindsight's 20/20, right? Jag, I found Shin. He's right here. I told him that we were looking for him earlier. So yeah, that was the trade that almost ruined our day. JMIA is the trade that ruined our day to start the day. Uh, uh, this thing was just absolutely annoying. I wasn't even tired, but you wouldn't have known it if you were watching me trade. But I did get a little aggressive with it, but then I hit the wrong button, which I'll show you here in a second. I actually, when I was kind of recapping it late in the day, I explained it wrong because I thought this entry here was when I got back in, but I didn't look at the timestamp, and if I would have, it would have been a little bit easier to explain. But I took this first entry on the way up. I didn't mind the entry. I actually was pretty confident that we were going to get a nice little pullback that I added as it was coming down. And but unfortunately, I think I actually got the bottom. No, not the bottom, but it did go down the 47.40 right after we hit it. 47.52 was the entry, and then this thing shot up. And right when it got to here, it probably started to jiggle a little bit. I guess through 50 it started to jiggle. Was expecting it to possibly come back down through the $0.50. So I added. What was it? 10. What was this? 20. So I did a 112 there. I was fully ready to smash this thing. I was properly sized, and because I know this because when I went back and I looked at the size of the loss when I cut this, I was perfectly fine. And if you go back and look at my reaction, what happened is I went to put out my order so that I could start splitting it up for if we started to get the pullback. And in hindsight, obviously, this would have been a really tough trade regardless. It really didn't pull back much, right? This was the only pullback we got. But I was scaling into this, and I was ready to smash this thing because it was pretty much going straight up, and I just had confidence in how to play this thing. But mid-trade, literally right after I hit add, I went to put out my take profit orders, and I hit the cover 100% position button. And I'll show you guys what that looks like. And this is the first time I've done it, and I'm gonna chalk it up to I just was not fully in the zone. I was a little tired, and it is what it is. We're not gonna be like changing anything or anything like that. But here's what my montage looks like. And actually, let me blow it up for you. Blow these hot buttons up a little so you can see them a little better. Let's go to 50. There we go. Should be good enough. Come on. So when I got into my position, right, I added, and then I added again. And what I've been doing, this is actually the old one. I've increased size since then. I actually doubled everything. But I would hit this button here, and my cover 100% button is right here. And I don't know if maybe I hovered over this and I was still watching the price starting to continue, and maybe my mouse hovered over a little bit and then I clicked it, but I don't know what I did, but I ended up clicking this button. And you could tell by my reaction in the live stream, I was like, oh my God. But immediately I was like, all right, let's clear. I'm annoyed. Let's clear. Let's try to figure out what we're going to do here, because this is still a trade I wanted to be in, right? This is still a nice extension through previous resistance. It's going fast on volume. We wanted to be in this trade. So I waited. I even joked, I think, in the live stream saying, oh, well, maybe it was a good thing because it continued. So there was this little gap here where I actually saved a little bit of money, right? And I looked to add back in the same size that I started with. Well, when I did that, it started to keep going, and then I hit it again for the 1-1, and it started to pull back, and it just didn't want to pull back. And I don't know if it was just from being flustered from the first trade. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I told myself when it tried to pull back here, because this pullback here didn't happen. It was the bottom of this candle. So it only came down to 49.34 and then ripped back up again. And I don't know why, but I told myself if it went high day, I was done with it. And so I cut it. I remember why. I do remember why now. Because if we zoom out, let's zoom out here. Look at the daily. Actually, the 60-minute is what I was looking at, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So on the 60-minute, I mean, you can see it here. There was a candle here. There was a candle here. I mean, if we look at the daily, we'll probably see the same thing for the most part. I guess not, because it was in the pre-market, I guess, when those hit. Oops. But I had a clear line drawn here. And so when it went up through, and it being the $50 area, right? That's a key area. When it came down and it failed to... Not doing very well with my zooming today. So when it came down and failed and got bought right back up above that 50 area, I remember saying, well, I'm scared this thing could just rip. Like we're just early and this thing could just go. Right off the bell, you never know what these things can do. Like they can just go. And it tried to come back down once, tried to come back down twice, tried to come back down a third time, and at this point it's like squeeze could be on, right? And these candles here could be nothing, right? These candles could end up looking really small. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. We actually got faked out. It came all the way back down. Actually would have ended up being an okay trade. And as you can see, that was the only chance you would have had to get out of this thing, as it got bought back up and then never came back down. So it would have been a tough trade regardless, but just I messed it up, misclick, and then just misplayed it. After that, it was just a giant screw up of a trade to start off the day, and we ended up losing like 110 something on it. Yeah, 118 on that trade alone. So that was not a good start to the day. Especially like our quota, we're just trying to hit $50 a day, and yeah, to start off down basically almost 3 times that, 2.5 times that, it was not a good start. Every part of me wanted to just kind of call it quits and be done with it. And I'll tell you right now, I was telling the guys in the Discord 2.5, 3 weeks ago, probably would have just called it quits there. Probably would have just been pretty annoyed, and yeah, I probably would have called it quits. I would have just took my loss and been like, well, that sucked. I'm obviously not here. I'm not in the zone. Something's not right for me to make those kind of mistakes right off the bell. So probably would have called it quits. But anyways, kept on trucking. We decided to try to clear our head, and we waited. And the other thing that was popping into my head mentally, I was really fighting myself this morning, because Fridays typically are slow as the day progresses. We don't typically get to keep, trading throughout a Friday. Usually you go through long dry spells of just nothing happening. But the volume this week, I was talking to the guys in Discord pretty much all week saying that the volume this week has just been absolutely crazy. I don't know where it's came from, but it's been there. But as we kept trading in the morning, we just kept running into trades that did not want to work. I mean, they were working. Like, we were getting that high probability pullback, but we were just getting no follow through to the downside. Everything just kind of wanted to go back up and go higher, and it was pretty frustrating. But as you can see, NNDM, where did I have this previous? Okay, so resistance from pre-market, probably if we scrolled out a little bit more, yep, high of day from the day before. That's where that line came from. Got a nice little push through, got short. Took most of our, I think we were only taking half off today. I think we were looking to get some decent size. Now we actually took like 75% there. Just looking for the rest to come down, retest that area before it does what it wants to do. But no, came back up, stopped us out, break even. Came up, realized it was a fake out breakout. Looked to get back in. We put our stop again. Fake out breakouts. We just put our stops right at high of day. It's a pretty easy trade. Either you're right or you're wrong. And it went back up. It tried it again at 14. We had our stop at 14.01. You can see the high was 14.005, so we had our stop at 14.01. Just looking to see if it wanted to go back through 14. When we realized it wasn't, we added to our size here, and obviously same risk, and came down, gave us a nice little take profit. Again, trying to hold, looking for it to come back down, came back out and stopped us out. I believe we actually put this one a little bit, or maybe it was slippage. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. But I wanted to say maybe we saw like some liquidity sitting there. I don't remember. But as you can see, obviously the right move. It ended up going up, making a new high. And yeah, so 2 trades there on NNDM. I don't know if they were back-to-back. Like, I don't know if there's a trade in between. Let me see. NNDM. Oh, so we entered into Sun W while we were in NNDM. And same thing. This one, I guess I deleted the line, but probably had a line here. comes up, blows through it, gets short. How is this thing at 20, by the way? Wasn't this thing at like $1? That's crazy. These things are going nuts lately. I think a lot of the stocks that I've traded lately have been like this, where they were down at like $1 to $5 very recently, and now they're all up in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. It's just nuts. Yeah, so our trade here today, nice little blow through, pre-market resistance, came up, came back down, took half off, looking for the rest to come back down, test that area, and no, just went high of day. So this actually ended up being a break-even trade. I think this was one of our few break-even trades from today. Sunday, yeah, so this is a break-even, and then MDI ended up being a break-even. But let me catch up on the chat, and then we'll keep going. NNDM was the next trade there, and then our next trade was MTC, which I'll pull it up, catch up in the chat real quick, and then we'll go over MTC. Constantine, there he is. Good morning, sir. Hopefully I can be back in the Discord at least a few days a week. Yeah, Triple D is Devin. Yeah. I traded his stock today, too. That was actually right after MTC. Oh, yeah, I fat-fingered the crap out of JMIA. And then I got my emotions involved, and we all know how emotions work. You know, Keegan, it's a tough one. Keegan asked, after a sizable loss, I took 1 to 2 days off to shake out the emotion, rebuild confidence, but come back always scared to lose again. Sigh. Tim B, what do you do if your account took a sizable loss? Well, I'm going to tell you the first problem with what you said, and it's not really a problem. It's just inexperience, and I did the same thing. If your account took a big enough loss, and I'm going to say big enough loss as in more than 5, I would say 10% max of your account, then your size is too big. You're trading too big. You should never be losing more at max 10% of your account any given day. You really shouldn't be losing more than 3-4% a day. I risk 1% on my account a day, right? 30K account, I'm risking $300. So that's 1% of my account. It's next to nothing. If I were to lose $300, it's not going to affect my overall account. And that's no matter how small you have to be, that's really how it should be. You never want to be risking too much of your account. So what that does is it allows you to not have these emotions and being scared to lose, because you're not risking enough to where it should matter. So really, I think that is the approach to take, more so than trying to figure out how to come back from a loss that was too big that should have never happened in the first place. The loss should have happened, right? If it's a loss, some trades don't work, they're not all going to work, but it should never be big enough to where you're feeling the way that you did. So, might sound a little rude, mean, whatever it may be, but it's the truth. You should be trading according to the size of your account. You shouldn't be trading just looking for a certain profit per day if your account size can't handle the risk that you have to take to get to that point. And of course, Devin kind of says what I was saying in a way right after that. Devin said, I always try to keep my losses at amounts that I'm comfortable with. If my confidence is shaken too much, I'll lower share size till I'm feeling back in the zone. There you go. I'm sure Tim will answer when he sees this, but I identify the mistake and practice overnight and over the weekend so that I don't repeat. That's also a very good thing. DOS has a replay feature. You could go back, replay the trades. You could replay my trades. You could replay someone else's trades that you see. You could do a lot of different things to kind of just build that confidence in your off time. Try to figure out what you did in that moment. And Brian always says, get a journal. And I have the journal, the TraderSync that I show you guys, where I was going to bring it up actually, but I was just going through my trades on DOS. But write down exactly what you were feeling during that trade. Maybe it was your emotions that took over and made you make a decision that wasn't part of your actual strategy. Was the loss plan, was your planned loss, your like stop loss or your max loss, whatever that number was that you ended up losing, was that part of your plan? If it was, and you're still feeling this way, then you shouldn't have lost that much, right? That means you're losing too much. So you need to scale that down. But if you're in the trade and say you were supposed to stop out at a certain area and you didn't, and you let it go against you and you ended up losing that much, then that's an issue, right? Then we tackle that issue. So there's different ways to approach it. So writing that down into a journal can really let you kind of break down your trades. It's kind of, I compare it to watching film, no matter what sport it is. But you can sit down and watch film on yourself, and that's kind of why I started recording my trades in the first place, was so that I could sit down and try to figure out if I watch my eyes while I'm trading, I can see emotions that I can't tell I have in the moment. All right, what's going on here? You guys like bombarding me here. Oh, I see GDT's in the house. I saw that's who the dono is from, but I didn't get down that far in the chat yet. But yeah, so that would be my recommendation, all those little things. Maybe one works, maybe they all work, but definitely writing it down and piecing it together is going to be one of the best things you can do. So I told myself I'm not doing shots tonight because I forgot to get my own alcohol again, but I did grab some beer. So GDT, I will drink this entire beer for you, sir. I appreciate that very much. And Shin, I have another half a beer for you. Every 10 dono that comes through, you get half a beer. So that's kind of what we're shooting for. I had one extra upstairs, so I have 5 left. I drank 2 so far. I drank 1 earlier and then 1 from the new pack, and then so I have this one and 4 more. So don't go too crazy. And they start going down pretty fast once I get going. So, all right, let's catch back up in the chat real quick. Yeah, well, that's your goal, Keegan. Keegan said, haha, I still repeat mistakes. Well, you can't, right? It's your job. It's your job as a trader. You're your own boss. That's your job to not repeat those mistakes. And over these past 2.5 years, that's really all that I've been trying to do, is find my mistakes so that I can not repeat them. And finding those mistakes sometimes is the hardest part. But once you can find those mistakes, that's when you can really start to progress, right? Because you can say, okay, finally I found that mistake and I can fix it, right? This is what I have to do XYZ to fix this mistake. And so you start doing XYZ. And that's really all that you can do, is get better every single day. It's all you can do. Following my plan is tedious and annoying, but necessary. When I don't follow my plan all the way, I repeat my mistakes. Don't do that. Follow your plan. It's there for a reason. I always say this. When you made your plan, it was probably sitting here at night when you were thinking perfectly straight with no emotions involved, right? You're sitting here looking at a chart. You're saying, okay, if this breaks high of day, I'm going to look to enter when it gets X amount away from high of day. I'm going to hit the short button. If it comes back down 50% of the move, I'm going to take half of my position there, and I'm going to look for the other half down at that previous resistance where it broke out. Right? You just did all that while you had no emotions involved. That's your strategy. You've seen it happen hundreds of times. You want to see it happen again. And so you go to implement that into a trade. Now, the actual trade comes along and it starts going, and then it keeps going, and then something else happens, like it halts or something. Well, what's your plan now? Did you, while you were sitting down making that strategy, did you have a plan for if it halts? Do you have a plan if it keeps going through high of day over and over again? Do you have a plan if it just flushes straight down, you don't get filled, and then comes all the way back up that near the highs? Do you have a plan for every single possible thing that this thing can do? And if not, you need to stop trading until you sit down and write out a strategy. You should be able, if somebody came up to you right now and said, what is your strategy? Like, what if this is what you're trading, like you're explaining to me like what you're looking for in a trade, and then they say, okay, well, I see that on the chart. Now, what is your strategy to trade it? And then if I asked you any single question about what it could possibly do, if it went below VWAP, if it went, whatever it is, like whatever you use on your charts, you should have an answer. And if you don't, then you shouldn't be trading. Not that you shouldn't be trading, but you shouldn't be trading that strategy, at least live. You need to have an answer for every single thing that you're going to do. And sometimes even like one of my main issues that I'm still dealing with, as I just admitted on CCIV, is if I get too heavy too quick. My emotions, they still come in. And it's funny because I'll get into that about me. I had said it to David literally like moments before that trade started, that when you get into a fight and it gets out of control pretty quickly, that's when your emotions start pumping. But like when you get these ones where you just get one little ad and it comes back down, like these are normal. Like these are what we're looking for. But when it continues and continues, and you ended up being a little too heavy on that first entry, and then you get heavier on your ads, as you're scaling in, it gets the heart pumping a little bit. And until you've been in that situation over and over and over again, it's not going to feel natural. It's going to feel very abnormal, and the emotions never go away. Ask Brian, he'll tell you the emotions never go away. Being able to control those emotions while you're in the trade and trading that strategy that you came up with when there were no emotions involved is the key to all of this. Somehow you have to figure out how to implement your strategy with no emotions. I mean, obviously that's not going to happen, but as least amount of emotions as possible, because it really is that easy. Why do you think in every chart that you look at in hindsight, you can be like, I should have did this? It's because that's what you should have done. Even in the moment, you should have done it, but you were too scared or too anxious or too stressed or whatever the emotion that comes up is. That's what was controlling your decision making. And your goal as a trader is to not let those emotions affect you. All right, let's roll through this, get caught back up. GDT in the house. The love symbol. That is love, right? Pretty sure it is. I haven't used sign language in a while. JMIA, very normal stuff. Maybe this one time can learn from the price action intensity or the time and sales read. But question, how does one not lose that much on JMIA? It's again, you got to have a plan. Like I know that even as this happened really fast, I was analyzing the daily, the 60-minute or whatever, and I saw that key area right here, and I remember putting the line on the chart. And when it tried to come back down through, I just said, we're starting to get a little too heavy here as well. Because if you remember, even though I hit this mistake here, I still got back in with the same size that I had here, right? So it didn't really change much. All I did was save this like 25, maybe like 30 cents. So that was really all I saved on the trade, but I was still just as heavy. So when it came up here, tried to pull back and then went higher, I was like, okay, it reclaimed after it went through. That's not good. And then it just kind of flushed down on me after we stopped out. And I was actually really surprised because when this went up through high of day, it went instantly to 50.99. And I thought I was going to get filled there because my fill didn't come right through. And thankfully, somehow it shot back down and filled me down here at 50.57. So I could have got another 50-cent slippage on top of what I already had, and that could have hurt. So I was actually glad that our fill was down there. I don't know if it was just a delayed fill on their end or if it was an actual delayed fill and it filled me after it came back down. I don't know, but it was a market order. And if you go back and watch this one live, it jumped right to 51, and I was like, oh, slippage incoming. And of course, that would have been the top too, right? So, I mean, it still kind of was the top, but everyone's going crazy for GDT. Love it. I love B1 and Sammy. And David's all right. Love. Lots of love today. A lot of people had a good day. Triple D, Devin killed it today on GME. So did Lance, a.k.a. Jag. They were slaughtering GME the entire way. I don't think Devin had a single loss on it, he said. Lance, I think, had one small loss. But, I mean, if he wants, I'll show his chart. I have it downloaded. It was simply amazing to look at, and to know that there was not one single loss on that chart. It was just amazing. He had a career day today, so congrats, Jag. Seriously, that was just, I mean, you could tell Devin Thomas, we were rooting you on. Obviously, we were rooting Devin on too, and it was a great day in the Discord. Everybody was absolutely killing it, except for me. But I was I was telling the guys, it was like, I know I was having a bad day, but at the same time, I try my best not to bring that negativity in the Discord, because you never know if I don't want to affect someone else's vibe, right? So that's just who I am, and hopefully I had a little bit to do. It makes me feel a little bit better, because they slaughtered GME today. Which, where did that end up? Whoa. Oh, that was earlier. Yeah. So it still ended up at 61, even with that little dive there at the end. It tried to go after hours again. This is what I thought it was going to do. I thought it was going to go back up to the highs in the after hours, but it looks like it kind of got rejected a little bit. Man, you guys are talking away. All right, I better keep up. Drink night, first drink on me. Those came through at like the same time. That was kind of funny. Tequila? No. No. No, 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 no. No tequila. I know you're just joking because of last week. Devin, did you drink all your beer? You only got wine left? Keegan, no problem, man. Yeah, a lot of people have problems cutting losses. One of my biggest issues, and I literally just in like the last 3 or 4 weeks, I started to realize that one of my biggest issues, even though I kind of knew it already, I knew about it, was that my winners were too small and my losers were too big, and I didn't know how to fix it. I didn't, and honestly, just finally something clicked, and it was like right before Brian started posting his videos. Which FOMO Profit, FOMO. I'll type it in the Discord or the chat. That's a YouTube channel. Go follow it. Subscribe to it. That's Brian trading on his. He's doing like a secondary account. He kind of started it to help us out in the for the team, and just watching him trade, it made everything click. I've been trying to tell him for over a year that I needed to see it. Like, somebody can tell you something over and over again, but if you're just somebody that is a visual learner, which I am, and I knew that, so it was very frustrating sometimes for me to like try to egg Brian on and be like, Brian, just show me. just show me. And I mean, he can tell you, I must have egged him on for like a year at least. And I don't know if maybe he finally caved, like, fine, here, shut up kind of thing, or if he actually just wanted to go ahead and do it to try to help, which is what I think it was, maybe, I don't know. But either way, actually seeing what he says, like, happen in front of your eyes, it's like, wow, like, okay, I finally get it. And you guys can now see it as well, because he started posting there. Although I didn't see today's video, but I think he said he only had like 1 or 2 trades on there today. Do I have rubbing alcohol? What? You want me to take shots of rubbing alcohol? Brian said, game on. Scaling down my size is a lack of confidence for me. I'd rather practice after the market and learn what I did wrong and keep my size. See each their own. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. The only problem with practicing after the market closes is whether you believe it or not, you know what already happened. So it's a little bit easier to be biased, but I mean, it doesn't mean you can't go back and learn things and just, study the charts. For the first year, that's all I did. I sat in front of my computer probably 10 hours a day, not including the hours I was trading, and just looked at charts. I mean, that's all I did. And that was back when I was trying to trade technicals. I was looking for any kind of edge I could find, whether it be like cup and handles, head and shoulders, Bollinger, all of it. I tried all of it. And to me personally, I couldn't find an edge in any of that stuff. So once I figured out like the theory behind just straight up price action, and that sometimes the technicals really don't mean anything. Some technicals are used more than others. Like, you start to dwindle out all the extra noise, is what we'll call it. Is this the part where we force him to drink? I'm I don't mind it. I just got to try to keep up. Yep. Biz is right. Your first job in trading is definitely to protect your account. Risk management. So the two things I preach, I always preach these from the beginning: risk management and consistency. Those are the two things. If you can keep your account alive through risk management, and then you can throughout time become consistent, if you can make $50 a day, I'm trying to become that example of how long it has taken me personally. And I hate that it's taken me this long. I absolutely hate it, because I thought it would take me 6 months, if that. I thought it would take me 2 months. And I'm now 2.5 years into this, and I'm finally starting to feel like I can become consistent, where I can make $50 a day. 2.5 years, and I was trying to do it in 2 months. A lot of people try to rush into this, but it's all about consistency. Until you can become consistent, doesn't matter if you're trying to make $50, $500, $5,000, $50,000 a day. It's all just an extra couple zeros, 1 0, whatever it is. It's all the same trades. Your trades should look the same. And granted, if you're trying to make 50,000, liquidity on some certain tickers could come into play, but 50, 500, 5,000, most likely they're all going to be the same trades. Just all going to be the same trades. Liquidity shouldn't be an issue up to that point. So it's all about being consistent. If you can't make $50 a day, you're not going to make 500. You're not going to make 5,000. So why even bother starting at that level if you can't come down here and at least make $50 a day? So that's what I'm trying to do right now, $50 a day. And once we can hammer that down, which I'm going to show you guys, we actually are, ever since we stepped it up and these other things started to click, it's starting to feel like it's coming together, and starting to definitely get some confidence going. And even when we get busted with that confidence, as you can see, it still has been very manageable. So, and I do have a max loss in there just in case, so we can't get out of hand, which is 1% of my account, aka risk management. So it's really, I'm hoping to be that shining example to show everyone that you don't have to be risking too much to get to where you want to be. It's all just a process. Trade the process, not the P&L. It's there's a bunch of other channels that say the same thing, and it's true. And I wholeheartedly believe in that. Trade the process, not the P&L. Once you become consistent, then you start moving up with the size. Garage Day Trader, what do we want him to do with the rubbing alcohol? Don't answer that, please. Just to add to what Tim said, you should always have a max limit, either max shares, max dollar size, max loss, and should trade where you rarely get close to max any of them. I couldn't agree more. And that's why CCIV got a little scary, because I started getting close to that towards the top. Like I said, I was at 200, and I felt like this thing could keep going. Like I didn't feel like if you look at where the high is here at 22, this candle here looks like nothing, right? This is the squeeze candle right here. This is the squeeze candle, and then it starts to top off here. So we were way early. So the fact that this could have kept going to 23, that's a max loss, right? We would have been max loss easily. So because we were in over 100 shares at that point, right? 40. Yeah, so we were in at we were at 160 shares, so it didn't even need to get to 23. It was more like 2260, and that's a max loss for us, and that wasn't that much further, right? So I identified that here, right? I identified that I was early, I was heavy, and I needed to try to adjust to that accordingly. And so that's why when this gave us the flush down, I was not hesitant to take the small win, or if I would have had to try to get break even, or even a small loss if it wanted to bounce right there at my average. But I was not willing to really get too aggressive, realizing my mistake, because I knew where my max loss was. That's not trading the P&L. I personally don't think. It was realizing that I got in a little too heavy and adjusting accordingly. And that's something that me and Brian have actually talked about in the past, where sometimes if you are in too early and you end up being too heavy, one of the best things you can do is, maybe space your ads out a little bit more. Don't add too close together, because if you're already heavy and you keep adding, you're just going to get way too heavy too quick. And like if I added here and then hit the 2 here, this could have been max loss, right? Because we would have been so heavy. So it's really, identifying after you enter a trade. Like, again, this goes back to, if you ask me what I would do in any situation, I guarantee I'll have an answer for everything that could happen. Like, I knew that this is what I was going to do down here. Actually, I kind of knew it right after I let this go against me. I was like, oh crap, well, I'm kind of heavy. If this continues, I'm going to have to be careful with it. Like, that's what I was thinking in my head. And you can kind of tell in my emotions during the trade that that's exactly what I was thinking, because I was pissed off, because after I just fought back throughout the entire day, I was about to give it all back because I was not being an idiot, but just decided to start a little too heavy because I was being greedy. I was trying to get to quota on the day after being down 2.5 quota, and yeah, it almost bit me. So that was definitely being a little too confident in my ability to find the top there. I've got ideas. I'm scared about the rubbing alcohol. Oh, it's for when I run out of beer? Oh, jeez. Brian says, strategy simple. Buy low, sell high, repeat. It's true. Gotta have a plan unless you're Steve. Oh, jeez. Hopefully Steve's not in here. We love you, Steve. Brian's only emotions are die, stock, die. So true. I have a plan for everything, but most of all, I have a set of rules to follow before entering a trade. That's my plan. When I don't follow those rules plan, I tend to lose money. That's usually when you lose money, because you're not following the plan. You know, if you're making a plan, the odds are you know that plan makes money. So if you start to deviate from that plan and you lose money, duh, like that wasn't the plan. That because you knew it probably wouldn't make money. So if you just follow your plan, in the end, it should net you some money, right? That's the whole point. And that which leads me to another thing. This was just one trade, right? I would have lost $200 if this thing went high day, right? It would have sucked. It would have absolutely destroyed my day, destroyed my week, destroyed my weekend. Not really, but I'm just saying it's just one trade, right? We can come back next week and just absolutely kill it, right? That's the mentality you have to have. It's just one trade. You're going to be if this is going to be your career, you're going to make hundreds of thousands of trades. You can't let one trade get to you. You can't let one trade affect your overall mood, your overall goals. You can't. As long as you followed your strategy, sure, it sucks. You lost, whatever. You got too heavy. It ended up going against you. Shit happens. Move on, right? It's one trade. Move on. That's what I did with JMIA this morning. I realized I completely screwed up, but you can't dwell over it. You just can't, because if you do, you don't trade the rest of the day. You don't end up coming back. You don't end up green on the day after that first trade. So it's definitely something I've learned, and it's taken me a long time to get here. A lot longer than I thought it would. And then it happens. Brian's only mission, and then it happens. I got you. Yeah, it's because of this. He's got the crystal ball. I bought this as a joke, and because Brian was saying it like all the time, and by the time I actually got it, I ordered it off Etsy. By the time I actually got it, it was like 2 months later. It took that long for me to get it, and I was so just annoyed. And then, like, Brian wasn't saying it anymore. I mean, he still says it every once in a while, but it was very annoying that it took that long. It took the joy of the joke out. One day I was just gonna be like, hey, look, I got a crystal ball, but it was supposed to be like that week, not 2 months later. B's probably annoyed I'm in the room all day. I've been loving trading with Team ISW. Something about taking the same trades with like-minded people makes it such a blast. Maybe it's just me. No, it's not you. I mean, anytime it's funny because I have the best of both worlds, because in ISW I know that we're all trading alike, and then in my Discord I know we have Devin, we have Lance, we have Steve, Thomas kind of trades the same as me, so he's a little on the same page, but everyone trades different, and in a way it's kind of nice because seeing how they trade and they're making money, it allows you to look at their charts, and it allows you to not have such a bias in one direction. If they're looking to get long somewhere and you're short, the odds, I mean, I can't tell you how many times me and Devin, me and Lance, I'll be getting out of a trade as he's getting into a trade, right? Because he loves to scoop up those big flushes down after the big move up. So if we get this big move up and then we get this flush down, he's looking to scoop it up down in this area and, you know, look for that pop back up. And so knowing that he's looking for those, I mean, and I've always known, you guys see me, I'm pretty decent at predicting when the bottom of a pullback, because you know, we'll usually get a pullback. Now whether it continues after that or not, it's a whole different story, but I'm usually pretty good at those. And so is Lance, right? Lance is able to find those bottoms on these pullbacks, and he capitalizes on those bounces. You know, Devin lately will find these plays like this, right? He'll see these key resistance areas, and he'll see it start to build these lower highs, and these are the kinds of trades he looks for. He'll get in somewhere around like on one of these candles here, and he'll look for these breakouts, right? And he's got a nice little risk off point as well. So knowing how everyone else trades, it allows you to see, like if I was still short, like I was holding leftovers, but I see this starting to happen, and then maybe Devin comes over and says I'm long CCIV, and so it allows me to look at the chart, and I'm like, okay, I can see it, and then it'll give you a pretty clear point at where you should probably cut it. And I mean, that's a pretty clear point, right? It hit here 3 times, starts to make lower highs or higher lows, and boom, there it goes, right? So it's best of both worlds for me, right? I'm in the two. I got my Discord, got ISW, and it's nice. It's nice. GDT says, "Hell yeah, David, I miss you guys so Mitch." GDT will be back soon. Yeah, he says, like, getting closer every day. I love it. Tarkov first, though. Tarkov first. Shots? I mean, I'm drinking this pretty fast. I mean, plus I already had 2, so you can probably see it in my face. I can feel my face getting a little red. Mama, are you home? Are you back from your favorite kid's house? And you guys have really been talking. It's uploading now. Gotcha. All right, I'm just gonna roll through these. Thinkorswim has a feature called On Demand. Where can I? Yep, you can trade in the past. Yep, I meant to say that earlier when I said DOS has the replay feature. Yeah, Thinkorswim also does have the On Demand. 12 tickers and challenge account. No idea. Main lots. It was a busy day yet. Yeah, GDT. He was doing a small account challenge, sort of. I don't really think it's a challenge, more so than just proof that you can do it. I think it was more of like he got tired of me and others saying it's hard to trade the way he does with the smaller account, and I think it was just him trying to say yeah, you can. And yeah, apparently you can. Once the light bulb takes time. Once the light bulb goes off, everything changes. Couldn't agree more, Devin. Ross Cameron told me it would only take 3 months. Yeah, I get on Brian a lot for certain things. I'm really trying to get timestamps in the room right now. I think I'm getting close. Ross gonna be in line with Jason Bond in no time? Yeah, probably. Ross not doing that well this week? How? Like, everything just went straight up this week. He's got so many enrollments for his winter classes. Oh, he's focused on that. I thought I typed FOMO profit, or was that lower? Am I that far behind? Ugh. I'm sorry, guys. Why can't we meme in this chat? Because I already have it drawn. Just tweet it to him. I never bought any courses, but the commercials were awesome. Eat, sleep, trade. Eat, sleep, trade. I actually, am I wearing this shirt? No, I didn't. I took it off. My mom got me a bunch of trading shirts for Christmas. I was wearing one earlier, but I took it off. I feel crippled without the memes. I know. I've been trying to get Brian to start using Discord instead of Twitter. It's just so much better. But he's slowly kind of... We're bringing Brian up to speed. Oh, GDT opened the bottle. I had whiskey last week. Justin, I don't know if you were here. I had whiskey for the first time, and I think I counted it was like 13 years. It's been a long time. It tasted like I remember. It was Jameson. I didn't have any beer in Somebody donoed. I think it was, oh, it was Alex. I think it was Alex and Brian. GDT, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'll pay you back in rubles. Just got to get you in there. I really wish I could figure out why my light is like that. My hat. I know you all don't want to see me without a hat. Let me try adjusting this light a little bit. I think it's like too bright. No. I don't know. It was perfectly fine before. Try one thing here. I think that's making it worse. No, that's definitely making it worse. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Oh, disappeared. Maybe it's this one? Like, I just don't understand what's causing it. Because it wasn't even there before. That's the... whatever. Figure it out later. CCIV at 2050. So you had a little better first entry than I did. And it still felt a little sketch. And started quarter size. Yeah, so imagine how I felt. Which you already said that, but... Shin, by the way, this half a beer is for you, sir. I appreciate it. Russia's trading style is for gamers with tons of cash. Everyone else gets slaughtered. What's in the bottle? With the GDT endorsement, just ordered one. It's like chocolate-covered cherries. Oh, I think Mom was asking what it's called. I don't remember what it was called. I remember Brian had sent it to him. Oh, there he goes. He sent it. Cavalan Solist Vinho Berlique Cask Strength Single Malt Whiskey. That is a mouthful. Would post a chart, but YouTube, LOL. I mean, you could send it to me. I could always pop it up. You're home. Gotcha. I almost took your spot, but there was a spot open, so you got lucky. Make sure you got my new address. Oh, yeah, that's true. Got to sing you some real beer? Get out of here. You guys are crazy. This stuff is actually pretty strong. Oh, let's see if I... It's 5.2%. It's not weak. Yeah. Don't let my bottles that have the caps on it fool you. Tom, welcome. How you doing, man? Speaking of trading successes, Tom has been killing it, and he deserves a clap as well. The dude took his profits from last year. I don't think it was all of his profits. I may have been. I don't know. He didn't tell me. He bought a boat for the family. How awesome is that? It reminded me of Christmas Vacation when he's like, you know what I'm going to do with my bonus? We're putting in a swimming pool. That's pretty cool. I didn't say it's strong. I said it wasn't weak. I didn't say it was strong. I said it wasn't weak. Relax. And when you drink them down pretty quick, it adds up. What is this music in the background? This is why I shouldn't go on Friday. What do you mean? What is this music? It's like a little techno. Okay, so the reason I chose this music is because I know it won't get copyrighted. It's a playlist that I found that isn't, you can't get copyrighted. I don't think he has one that is like a. I mean, there's one that's hip hop, but let's see. Let's play that one for a little bit. See what's on there. I was trading on a simulator. I picked up a stock, started trading with the trend, started with 1/20th the size, kept doubling my position every now and then if it was going against me. Finally, I got out green. I mean, that does work. 8.3. Yeah, but you got that. That's one of those craft beers. I mean, technically, Shock Top considers themselves a craft beer, but they're not. And yeah, I drink beers that are that as well, but this is my go-to beer. I like it. It doesn't get me completely effed up, but it does the job, and it tastes amazing. Like, get off me, bro. I am a lightweight. Simulator drinking too. Well, look, one Friday night you can teach me. How about we drink together? How about we do a live stream together, and we'll just get freaking plastered. You'll do that? How about that? Yeah, Devin was telling us some stories earlier, and I think Devin was doing something that was a little bit stronger than 8.2%, if you know what I mean. Deal. But we gotta play Tarkov first. Is your video in? Is your video card in here yet? Or you said Monday, right? Look, I don't like craft beers that much. My brother is obsessed with them, and he gets a new one all the time, and I'm always trying them. And I don't know. I don't like them. Yeah. Yep, Devin is Triple D. Speaking of that, let's look at Triple D. We traded that thing today. Look at the move this thing made. I don't know where that line came from. Let's find out. Looks like it was the top of this day, 33.50. Just a little previous high, right? All-time highs, I'm assuming, maybe. See how far back it'll let us go. Nope, not. Oh, geez, yeah, not all-time highs. So just previous high. We'll go with previous high. But yeah, it came up. Nice move, right? All the way up through there. Straight up felt the top there. Felt the jiggle. Got short again. Of course, I don't even remember why we put our stop there, honestly. I think I saw some liquidity sitting there or something, and it was struggling. Here, maybe it was, I was just going on the break of this candle. Maybe we got some slippage there. I don't remember, to be honest. Traded so much today. It's crazy. Never traded so much. I remember at the end of the day, I was going through all the trades to mark them on the video, and I was just like, I can't believe I traded this much. Monday, gotcha. Got your desk today? Nice. I need a new desk. This thing is so small. I would absolutely love one of those stand-up desks. That's kind of, when I eventually get a new house, that's definitely what I'll be doing. I love Vegas. Well, you hate it, Devin, because you live there. I can't wait to go for my divorce party. I hope I'm invited. I want to go. I will help you get divorced correctly. Although, maybe not because of everything going on. You have to wait to have that party until everything is somewhat back to normal. Until we're all herd immunity or vaccinated. Why learn strategies? Look at GDT 11248 and boom, green. I don't think that's what GDT was doing. That's what Brian does. And he does kill it. But his risk tolerance is just absolutely way better than everybody in here. Guaranteed. To Vegas, great to visit, blah to live. So move. You know, you have some celebrities out there now. You got Graham Steffens building his house out there. You got that other magician guy that lives out there. You got some big YouTubers out there. The financial gurus that aren't really financial people at all. Summers suck, yeah. At least you're hot out in Vegas is just hot. It's not humid. Or did we have this discussion before and you said it was humid? I thought it was just dry out there. Like, that's why it can be 120 and it's not really, like, that hot. Like, it's hot, but it's not, like, I'm going to die kind of hot. It's just really dry. Well, he also doesn't live like in Vegas on the Strip. He lives like in the, I don't know, would you consider it the suburbs of Vegas? And his gardener is very loud. You're invited, but only if you get B to come. Brian, I think, would come. Would you do it, Brian? If we come to Vegas, you gonna meet us there? I think I've been convincing Brian to do some things this past year, so maybe I don't think Vegas would be that hard, especially if he loves it. And he's already there, basically. He lives over that way. CCIV open contracts are expensive and no weeklies. Ugh. Yeah, I don't do options. Somebody was asking about options today, and I was trying to explain it, and everybody's like, just shut up. And I was like, okay. You have kids moving, not an option? Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's what I thought. No humidity. That's like, it can be like 89, 90 here in Maryland, and it feels like 120. And it drains you. It's like you walk outside, and it's like a wall. You like walk into a wall of like death. There's a guy on YouTube that David keeps showing me. He trades options. Every time I watch it, I'm just like, how does he trade that spread? The spread on options is absolutely horrible. And it was Tesla. And it was like, so you could see the volume was there. And I hear a lot of like liquidity issues with certain options. So something like Tesla, and the spread was like 50 cents, like 50, 70 cents at all times. It never got better than that. And I was just like, I would not be able to trade that way. Like, you would literally have to always hit the ask and always hit the bid. The concrete jungle, yeah. Well, Devin, if I come to Vegas, I'm obviously going to meet you. Like, that's just implied. There's no question about that. Where else you going to get cards with strippers on them for free? Option profits are amazing compared to shares. Yeah, but you're also putting up much more. Yeah, you're risking a lot more too. The reason the profits are amazing is because the losses can be pretty amazing too. Yeah, well, Biz, we're not talking options. Get out of here with that options crap. So I actually caught up with you guys, so I'm gonna make sure I stay caught up, but I'm gonna go through some of the rest of these trades. DDD was actually after the MTC trade. MTC was kind of standard. Previous resistance popped up. Gotta add. Boom, boom. Thank you, boom. Thank you, ma'am. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. MTC, DDD, MGI. Is this the one I forced? No, this wasn't the one I forced. This actually, what happened here? Took this. Oh, this is the one that halted. I remember I took a really small share size because I wanted to trade this just for the practice of trading something that came out of a halt. But I didn't want to, have this thing go cray-cray and get stuck pretty quickly. So I remember trading this just with really small share size. Ended up taking it break even. Kind of stalled right here. And I was just happy to just get out of it. And obviously it would have worked out pretty nicely. That was a little impatience on my end there. DPW. Pretty standard one. Had this area here, which is the line. That's where it closed, it looks like. Nice little move up. Just kind of took the backside, right or right out type trade. Was right. Came down, tested that area, took it off. Got back in MKD. That was the... Oh, this was the forced trade. But I did trade this one twice. It's kind of hard to see the triangles on this one. Yeah, this was the forced trade. I mean, this doesn't look like a typical me trade. But it even came all the way down to the previous resistance, and I was looking. I remember saying, well, if I'm in this trade, I'm gonna just look for it to come back down to $1. But in reality, any chart that goes above previous resistance, I usually only look for it to come back down to that previous resistance, use it as support, and if it wants to go higher, it goes higher, and that's exactly what it did. But I didn't take it off, and it Ended up adding here. I don't even remember why I added here, but then I realized, okay, this thing's just grinding. I'm just going to let it go until it gives me a clear breaking point, which was the first 2-minute candle to break its low, which was here. So I hit my big add and took most of it off and then took the rest off as it started to curl back up. And I think that actually ended up being like a small red trade. But then it actually took off a little bit. And we saw the backside, let it pop up, played the sloppy seconds, / descending triangle kind of thing, and it worked out. So we ended up green on that one. GDT, are you East Coast or West? GDT is in Maryland. Or I'm sure you probably answered that by now. If you're an hour from me, you're an hour from her. We're in the same house at the moment. Options suck. I don't understand them, so they suck. I can't learn so many things. No, Sammy, you're right. Don't worry about options. You'll be fine without them. Trust me. I think everyone is East except me and B. That's not true. David's not either. I love how he just stops in to say hi to act like he cares about me, and then he just dips. It's very true. I can't imagine having to wake up as early as Brian and trying to trade, or Devin for that matter. It's crazy. But yeah, your day is done pretty early. But the way I usually trade, I'm done by 11 o'clock anyway. But after today, I did realize that there is some value in possibly sticking around. I wonder if it has something to do with that light. Give me one. I just want to see. No. Oh well. Let's move this over. Turn it up a little. See if that does anything. Maybe it's not enough light. Look at that. It was not enough light, but now I still have this little guy down here. Look at that. So apparently I thought it was always too much light. It was not enough light. Look at us go. Look at us figure this out. There we go. There we go. I wonder if that changed it for every one thing. Oh, David is here. Hi, David. Did somebody message you and tell you to come in here? Man, how'd I fall behind that quick? Make it easy for me. I hardly pass my exams. Make what easy for you? Options? I was trying to explain it as easy as possible earlier, but basically you can put a set amount of money, say like $1,000, into an options play. Say, let's pull up GME. Let's say you think GME is going to be at 45 by February 1st. You would go to February 1st options, find a put, and you can buy it. It'll probably be pretty cheap at the moment. But if it starts to come down to 45, it'll get more and more expensive. So as it gets closer and closer, because you're becoming more and more right. So your $1,000 will now start to rise in price because of that. However, if by February 1st it runs out at the end of February 1st, and it gets nowhere near that, say it went back up to 77, your option can expire worthless and you lose $1,000. There you go. I think that's kind of options in a nutshell. Those taxes though? What? Oh, yeah, geez, California taxes? It's like they take like 60% of your income. It's ridiculous. Graham Stephan was just talking about. He literally moved to make his primary residence in Nevada just for that reason. I'm up at 5, so no biggie. Yeah. Puerto Rico coming right up. I got a spare bedroom. I just want to give Brian a giant hug and then take a picture of him with my phone so I can never forget his face ever again. We were playing a game in our Discord not too long ago. We were guessing what Lance and what Steve looked like, and we were pretty close. And I already knew what Thomas and Devin looked like, so it wasn't fun to play with them. But based off somebody's voice, you can kind of tell what they look like normally, or at least have like a general like profile. And so when I hear Brian talk in the Learning Center videos, like I have an idea of what Brian might look like, but we'll see. We'll see one day. A YouTuber said that some people are storing money in Bitcoin instead of gold. Okay. I don't care. I have some Bitcoin. It's a very small amount. Didn't Bitcoin go down like pretty recently? I know in Tarkov the price of a Bitcoin has went down, so I'm assuming it went down. That's still at 32,000. It looks pretty weak though at the moment. I mean, if you guys saw this chart, what would you think? I'd say that's on its way down, right? It kind of looks like it doesn't look too looks like a little backside action coming up. Oh God, Tim explaining options. Have I ever traded one? No. I'm not drunk. Not yet. Well, they're not cheap, but I'm pretty sure you get to use a set amount, right? Brad the Biker in the house. What's up? Time decay and implied volatility doesn't matter when day trading options. Yeah, I was talking about the old day trading options, but I guess you would use the same day strike. I'm done. I'm not talking options. The problem is the option guys are really effing smart. That plus crappy spreads and BS liquidity, they got stuff wrapped up. Yeah. That's what I was trying to say earlier. The spreads on options are just absolutely horrible. Tom, I ruined the voice to picture game. Yeah, we tried to tell Tom that nobody knew what he looked like except for me. I had already seen him, and I was so this guy. We're like, all right, let's guess. Like we literally spent the last 2 hours of the day because it was so slow that day, trying to guess what Steve and Lance look like, and then Thomas. And then Tom comes rolling. He's like, "Oh, I want to play," and he just posts a picture of himself. We're like, "No, what are you doing? That's not how you play the game." That was kind of funny though. He looks like Ryan Gosling. I do? Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Oh yeah, I have to check my lottery tickets. It's in my car. Me and some friends played the Mega Millions tonight. That's not till 11 though, right? Mega Millions. Yeah, I think it's at 11, right? 11 o'clock. Yeah, I mean that's definitely not today. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, 11 o'clock. Dun, 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 dun. Time decay sucks. I don't like options. Please don't misguide me. No, don't do options. Yeah, today, man, it was buy the dip on GME. That's all you had to do. Anytime the thing dipped, you just bought it, and you were a winner. It was literally every time. We were saying, if you played the pivots after this point here, if you were playing pivots, and you bought somewhere in here, you literally you never got out. You never got out until here. But at that time, I would assume, like, when it goes up and squeezes like this into a halt, you're probably taking profits from all the way down here at under 50. Yeah, I get the whole. I was literally, if Halloween was a real thing this past year, I was going to be Baker Mayfield for Halloween. I actually had his jersey in my cart, and I just never bought it because we weren't going to any parties or doing anything for Halloween. So, well, we fired him because we just don't need him anymore, and he got hurt again. Sorry, I don't follow basketball. Yeah, dude, the Ravens are only going to get better. I mean, we got Dobbins, we got Lamar. Hollywood is starting to become an actual receiver. Dude, he looked great that last game. The last two games, Hollywood looked great. If Andrew sticks around, all we need is a offensive line. If we can get our line up to date, can you imagine like if Lamar actually had time to find a receiver? Granted, that was one of our biggest problems this year is our receivers weren't open much. But he also never had time to look for them to get open either. So Hollywood sucked. He did suck all year. But he showed some promise those last two games. Maybe he's just a playoff receiver, which isn't a bad thing, right? I mean, that's when you got to show up. I know. Man, can you imagine if we would have got Metcalf? We'd probably still be in the playoffs for sure. No, not true. You should still design a front line based on a pocket passer. Like, Lamar can throw the ball, but the reason he can't throw the ball is because he never has time to throw the ball. No, come on, we're not getting into football talk. You guys are going to get me all started. Shin, by the way, I'm actually done the beer. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, losing Ronnie Stanley was a huge hit. We didn't lose against Buffalo. I mean, we obviously lost the game, but Buffalo didn't beat us. We beat ourselves again in the Buffalo game. That was literally the worst game I've seen the Ravens play in a couple years. It took me some time to think of the last time the Ravens just sucked that bad. I mean, that was just horrible. It was just horrible. Yeah, we definitely need a center. I mean, I'm not blaming Tucker, but I am blaming our centers. I mean, if you can't even snap the ball to our quarterback, I mean, one basically put us in a situation we couldn't get out of, right? We ended up punting. Who knows what could have happened that drive. The other time, our quarterback gets hurt. It literally gets a concussion. He's out for the rest of the game. So that can't happen. You can't be snapping balls on the ground over the heads. That can't happen. And yeah, stop talking. Remember Kyle Bowler? Dude, he was one of my favorite quarterbacks. Dude, if we had any kind of offensive line when we had Kyle Bowler, I bet you he could have been good. He could have been good. Same with Joe Flacco. Flacco could have been even better than he was, but he was always getting sacked because we've never had a great offensive line. Like, ever. Kyle Super Bowler. Well, good night, all grandkids coming over early in the morning. LOL. Have a great weekend. Yeah, mama. I will be glad to give you the kids in the morning. Well, the one kid as we take the other one. Yeah, Devin doesn't do sports, so yeah, let's get back. Let's finish the rest of these trades. Hey, if you're interested in a free week of Team ISW for next week, I believe we still have one more day for last week's winner, which is Keegan. He'll be in there at least on Monday. But if we're looking for somebody to be in there all next week, put 2-7 if you haven't won before in the chat. You get a whole week with all of us in Team ISW. And yeah, so start doing that. We're gonna finish the rest of these trades real quick, and we're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna crack another beer after I realize I'm not gonna puke everywhere, but I'll be fine. ENSV, pretty standard. I mean, look at this move. This thing was pretty crazy. Definitely probably could have held this a little bit longer, but identified that it was bouncing there. Felt the top. That was pretty simple one. Then we got back into MKD for that second trade. BBBY. I think I typed 2 little B's. This was another one. Just marked previous resistance right there. Came up to it, came back down, squeezed, nice, up through it, up through the whole dollar, felt the top, came back down, nailed it. Actually popped back up, tried to go high of day. Probably could have got back in this, honestly. It rolled over very nicely. Anytime you see these lower highs over and over and over again like that, it's a good sign it's going to flush. And definitely could have got back in that. I think I actually started to go trade something else. But nice trade there on BBBY. Then BB, Blackberry. It's another Wall Street Bets one. We got this one twice as well later in the day. Kind of popped through here. High of day. Wasn't anything special. Just kind of felt the top. And I believe I was looking for this one to come back down through 14 and test this 1380 area, but you could feel it didn't want to. As you can see, it got bought back up and ended up coming almost all the way back to high day, but ultimately ended up dying off. But we had already taken our profits at that point. We were just kind of stacking together some smaller winners at this point, trying to get out of the whole CLVS. Another nice little pop. I have no idea where this line came from. Let's scroll. There we go. Pre-market from yesterday. Pops up, boom shakalaka, hit the top, through the whole dollar, comes back down, kind of felt where it was bottoming out. As you can see, it did come back up and then ultimately ended up flushing a little bit more. But like I said, we're pretty good at feeling when it's trying to come back up. Is this going to come back up the high day? I don't know, but I'm not really looking to find out. I'm going to take my profits. Look at BBBY, right? This all happened on the same candle. Went up, we hit the top, came back down, and went all the way back up to here where it closed on the same candle, and then went all the way back up the high of day. So you never know if it's going to go back up the high of day and continue. You don't know. So it's not my job to figure that out. I'm just looking to take my profits when it gives it to me. And this could have done the same thing. Hindsight's 20/20. Obviously, this kept going down, but it could have did what BBBY did and went right back up the high of day and then continued. Who knows? The high probability play is this intense move into a pullback and get them profits. CLVS, and then the CCIV trade, which was the last trade, so we already went over that one. Alrighty. Sammy, I think you were our first winner, weren't you? Let's see. Sammy. Justin definitely hasn't been a winner yet. Let me pull up the a cool little spinner wheel. I just can't believe we have 20 people in here. 21 people. You're gonna tell me only one of you? Only one of you? Well, and two of you, but Sammy already won. I thought you were drunk. When you win, Sammy, you're going to have the secret access to? What secret access? McGahee, king of the stiff arm? McGahee was pretty awesome. What happened to my face? What are you talking about? You talking about this? Don't laugh at my pimple, man. I don't even think it's a pimple. I think it was my son scratched me. But I keep picking at it. Sunburned all of a sudden? Yeah, okay, I got you. I turned up the lights. I did turn up the lights. It's a little brighter, but now my hat doesn't do that stupid thing. And my hand. Look, my hand doesn't do it either. Apparently I had too little. Oh, my shirt's kind of doing it, though. So I got to stay right here. Beer stronger than you think. Dude, I'm telling you, granted, this is my fourth one, but it doesn't take much, and I'm a lightweight anyway. So is it just Justin? Good old GDT? We're gonna get him back in the room for a week? Pretty sure he doesn't need access, guys. So. Oh no, 20. Man, it's just Justin and Sammy. 4 whole beers. I mean, it was in the last 2.5 hours, though. Kind of counts for something, right? Give me $10. I'll drink another half a beer. Give me 20 more bucks. I'll drink a whole beer right now. I'll do it. I'll do it before the stream's over. Said no. I'm just kidding. I don't want your money anyway. I'll just drink the beer just because. I'm trying to sleep well tonight, man. What do you mean you didn't get shit for 20? I drank 2 beers. I gave you kind of a beer and a half. What do you want? You want me to come down there and give you a kiss? I'll drive down there right now. Illegally, because I'm not drunk, but under the influence. Stage name? My original name is Miami. You know I'm not going to drive down there. You're more than welcome to drive up here. I'll give you a kiss. I'll pucker up my shirt. Why is it? All I gotta do is... What the heck? Why is it doing that? I got my new hoodie too, the white one. You can see it much better. I just don't like wearing white. Why is it? Come on. Maybe if I... There we go. Your promised entertainment? I think GDT is going to be delivering some pretty cool entertainment soon. At least it's the word on the block. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to get at $50 a day is what I'm shooting for, right? We started the day down 118.19. We came back. We ended up almost up that $50. Well, not almost, but we were halfway there. That's pretty... I had to pat myself on the back after today. I'm not going to lie. I was pretty impressed. Shake It. Oh, that was a good song. It just ended. All right. I'm going to give it till 10:35. It says there's 23 people in here. If you want Team ISW for a week, the scanners, me, Brian, David, GDT if he stops in, all you have to do is type 27 into the chat. If not, I guess we're just not going to give anything away because I'm not giving it to Justin. Sammy already won. We need someone new. How is there 23 people in here and not one of you want to take advantage of this? All you need to do is type 27 in the chat. You're probably going to be the only one. Jag, did you send me a chart? Oh, I have the chart. Did you want me to show the chart? Here, I'll show the chart. Look at this. Look at this thing. Look at all those arrows. Oh my. Oh man. Devin, you want to come in the room for a week? $10K a day? I mean, it's very possible. Anything's possible in this market. Do you get taxed for shorting? Why would you get taxed for shorting? Yeah, only if you win. Exactly. Yeah, that's true. I'll beg for it later, guys. I mean, technically, the only person I could put in here is Devin. I'm just saying. David's already in there. I know Justin has access. Devin's the only one without access. Sammy already won. I have to stick to my rules. Made the rules for a reason. I just thought with this many people in here, there'd be at least a couple other people. But I'm starting to realize that the only people that are in here are the trolls. The trolls. It's all trolls in here. Nothing good happens this late in the night, huh? It's only 10:30 though. Man, I'm getting old. Hey Jag, I just noticed. What's this thing here? Or did I do that? Oh, never mind. Devin, I need a serious answer. Do you really want it? Because I'm gonna do the official spin. I think we've all been drinking a little bit. Look at all those trades. That's insane. Just so if anybody's curious, these are all like single trades. Like there might be multiple entries and exits, but they're all single trades. This is not like a scale in, then take profit, scale in, take profit kind of thing. Like these are all individual trades. I don't know. He said he had a loss on one of these. Your guess is as good as mine as to where that one loss is, and he said it wasn't a very big one. Maybe like right there. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and look at it. You better put my name on there. Well, all right. How about this? I'm just going to put all your names on there just for fun. So we got GDT, DDD, Sammy, Jag, just to see who wins. Brian. Mullet Man traded GME? Let's put Mullet Man on there. Mom. I know she's not here, but I'll give her a chance. Who else wants a chance? Look, we're not even playing for the scanners. No one's getting the scanners tonight. Unless Devin actually wants them. If he does, he can let me know. But we're just going to play a game of who gets to, I don't know, win the free prize at the end of the stream, which is nothing. Put your name twice? Okay, Sammy, number 2. Devin? Okay, all right, so Devin's getting it. David? All right, David Haas. Okay. All right. I did do it twice. GDT tripled? I can't put you 3 times. Now, you know, I got to take Sammy that because we're not going to get out of hand here. Come on. All right, who else wants to be in this? Brian? I got Brian in there, right? Yeah, Brian. We'll put B1. So that's what everybody knows him as. B1. You know what? I'm going to put myself in there. Myself. Who else? Who wants? Constantine! Attaboy. Cons. Who else? Who else? Who else? Justin? Justin. Not GDT? Or how about I put ODT, Office Day Trader, right? Because that's what you're going to be now. Nope, Sammy. You trying to get 3 eliminated your second one. So now you only get 1. See what greed does to you? See what greed does to you? Hassan. Hassam. Jeff, let's go. All right, so that's all we wanted, right? Nobody wanted the ISW because we've already all had it, or we all already have it. So we're all just the supporters of ISW. I love it. Look at this spin. This is all right. You know, maybe we're gonna do this after the ISW spin, or maybe we'll do the ISW spin after this from now on. Get the hype going. B, does Tim even respect you? Is that a joke? Is that a joke? Is that a joke? What kind of joke is that? What kind of joke is that? Oh, FOMO, profit in the house. Profit in the house. Let's go. Yo, the man, the myth, the legend in the house. I should feel so honored. Let's go. FOMO profit in the house. Yes, I know it's not a profit or a profit. Wait, did I really ignore him? GDT. I wasn't ignoring you. You were saying useless stuff. Like, what do you want me to do with your useless comments? Why would I answer useless comments? I have 2 of these because the 2 months it took me to send this one, I told them it must have got lost in the mail, so they sent me another one. The other one, the new one came in like a week and a half or so, and then this one came like a week after that one. So 2 months, so it was like a month and a half to get one of them, and then this one came like a week and a half, 2 weeks later. How am I lost? What are you talking about? All right. Are we ready for the spin? Are we ready? Are we ready? Well, I didn't actually spin it yet. I'm going to actually chill the music so we can hear the spin. Hold on. You want me to get the other ball out? It's still in the box. I never took it out. And the reason I never took it out is, I don't know if you can see it, but this one's actually kind of scratched. See the scratches on it? Because I dropped it. It comes with this little like stand. You sit it on the stand. Look at that. You can see my face through it. But I accidentally bumped the desk and it rolled off the desk and it scratched it. And I was so pissed. So that's why I don't get the other one out, because I'm afraid I'm going to ruin it. Shin? Shin! I don't have you in there. Shin. How long do... Oh, it's as far as it goes. That's good. Okay, there we go. No, it's not spinning. I didn't click it yet. It says click to spin. It says click to spin. I didn't click yet. All right. You ready? Here we go. It's supposed to happen like 6 minutes ago. It's not spinning. Oh, I mean, it's spinning, but it's not the real spin. Ready? Here's the real spin. This is for... What is it for? Let's come up... What does this even mean? Who win? Like, what do we win? Graham, you want in? You're not in there. Let's add Graham. 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 Stephen. No, I'm not ready. I need to pray. Okay, go ahead. Take your time. Take your time. I feel like I need to be playing some blackjack right now. Uh-oh. My mom messaged me. What is she... GDT, I apparently went right past the comment of you saying that you're single. I'm sorry. So it makes me saying I want to give you a kiss even better. Apparently, I was trying to catch up in chat. Apparently, I missed some comments. Sorry. You hit on my mom? I mean, better fight Brian. Brian's going to duke it out. Brian and GDT fighting it out over my mom. That might be better than tomorrow night's fight. Speaking of which, the fight tomorrow night, probably worth watching. All right, we ready for this? What are we doing? We'll handle it in Vegas. All right, so whoever wins, Brian is buying a trip to Vegas. Here we go. Come on, myself. No, it's going to be Jeff. Ah, Jeff won. That's okay, Jeff. Congratulations, my man. Congratulations, Jeff. Brian will be in contact with all the details. He'll give you a voucher, some kind of a brochure too. Not sure where he's going to send you. Probably to Circus. I don't think that exists anymore. But I'm pretty sure he has a free room in there. And yeah, good job, Jeff. Good job. Congrats. Go ahead and contact Brian at ISWTrading.com, and yeah, he'll get you hooked up with the free trip to the Circus in Las Vegas. Should we do one more? Just one more? Got all the names on there. Jeff is a winner. Is Circus? I thought they tore that down, or is it the one across from the Circus? The Riviera. Was it the Riv that they tore down, or was it the Circus? It was one of those two. I know they tore one of those down. I thought it was the Circus though. I might be wrong. Winner, chicken dinner. Okay. Whoever wins this next one. Oh, no, this one doesn't count. Minimize. That one doesn't count. Okay, so whoever wins this next one, if I ever meet you in person, I will buy you a beer. Or a drink of your choice. That is less than $8. Oh, look, it would have been David. It would have been David, but that one doesn't count. But that one doesn't count. He's not even here anyway. He's never here. He always just dips in. He always just dips in and acts like he's here, but he's not actually here. Okay, look. David knows that when we meet, I'm going to buy him a beer anyway, so he doesn't have to worry about that. Haas Racing? Like F1? Haas? Wait. Did I just connect the dots? Are you like super rich? Yeah, because it landed on David on a spin that didn't count, he's actually disqualified. So David can't win. We're going to leave him in there, but he can't win. Brian said I'll hook you up with a hot stock pick. $8, please. $8 beer, please. Yeah. It can't be over. No, it's 7. Can't be over 7. Or did I say 8? Okay, 8. 8's fine. You're pushing my budget a little bit, but I'll let it slide. All right, here we go. If I meet whoever wins in person, the next beer is on me. Oh, God, he might win again. Oh, look at that. It's perfect. Oh, no. Oh, son of a bitch. I thought it was going to be Lance. Damn it. I don't want to buy this guy a beer. He's a jerk. He's a jerk face. Jerk face. I don't think there's no effing way that Justin still has all those videos. Can you imagine? You just got like 5 terabyte hard drives just chilling with all those videos still on it. Dude, I feel like I should go downtown right now and find some people with COVID. I'd probably have a good time right now. I don't even really want to, stop talking to you guys. I feel like we're having a good time. What do you guys want to do something? Can we play? Is there a way to play a game with you guys? Let's see. YouTube live stream games. Is there a thing? I know on Twitch they have the you can take the users of a live stream and put them into a game. I wonder if that's a thing on here. I don't know. The Exus trade? Ugh. Don't mention Exus in front of GDT. I will ban you. I will ban you, sir. Do you want to be banned tonight? Nah, Exus got me too. Stupid trade. Stupid Exus. Where is that thing anyway? Oh, it's actually higher. Oh, jeez. Oh, wait, no. Let's look at the daily. Oh, it is higher. I'm assuming it was this day. Was this the day, Justin? Or was it this day? Was it September 24th or was it October 27th? I don't remember. X stage left. Play EFT? I don't think people want to watch me play EFT. I mean, I could, but I don't think people would want to watch that. You didn't even know it was Exus? How do you not know it was Exus? It's literally the biggest loss of your career, and you don't remember what ticker it was? I feel like I can't not remember OCX. I feel like that thing will not haunt me, but I can't wait to trade OCX again. That stupid thing. You stupid ticker, you. You stupid ticker, you. Where was it? There it is. There it is. There it is, right there. That was when my account almost closed. If this thing went over 7, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you guys. If this went over 7, I probably wouldn't be here right now. I would have been part of the 90%. 100% would have been part of the 90% if this thing went over 7. Would have been Dunzo. Dunzo. Better lucky than good any day, right? This was my close call. One day we'll be able to look back at this candle and we will be forever grateful that it did not go over 7. Because if it went over 7, my account would have been closed for me. And there would have been no more me. Well, I mean, I would have still been here as a person, but not as a trader. I'm pre-subscribing to GDT 2.0. His channel is up, obviously. You didn't care about trading. Yeah. It was pretty obvious, not gonna lie. You got a little out of hand there for a while. It was fun to watch though, not gonna lie. It was funny because you went from $100 days to $1,000 days like overnight. And it was like okay. Dude, I was like his 7th subscriber. I don't know who subscribed before me. I was a little pissed. Not gonna lie. YOLO, gonna lose half anyway. I love how you can have a positive attitude about it. I got 3 of them. Shall I open the 4th? I only have 1 left. I drank the other 2. I mean, I've only been live for an hour and 50 minutes. Yeah, understandable. But now you're gonna come back and you're gonna fucking kill it. You're gonna fucking kill it. I'm excited. I'm excited for you, Justin. I'm almost done with this wine. Why would you drink wine that you don't like? I don't get it. I don't get it. Why would you do that to yourself, Devin? Doesn't make any sense to me. I'm still trying to find a game. I'm trying to remember what that game's called. Where they like all like go through like a weird game maze. Marbles? Is it Marbles? Let's see. YouTube live stream Marbles. Marbles on stream. How to start racing. YouTube. How do you get marbles on stream? 3 ways to play. Download and stream. Download the Moss app. That's Twitch though. Maybe I'll figure it out for next week. So no more garage streams with toilets flushing? We totally heard that, dude. I don't understand how you can act like we didn't hear that. Like we all said it. It wasn't like some practical joke that we were pulling on you that like, hey guys, when Justin comes back, tell him that we heard the toilet flush. Like we literally heard the toilet flush. That cracked me up. You were so convinced that no one heard that toilet flush, but we totally heard the toilet flush. I was so confused at why you kept thinking we couldn't hear that toilet flush. I was like, we definitely heard the toilet flush. No one had her shit. Oh, we heard it. We heard it. Dude, I don't care how far away it was. We heard it. We totally heard it. Like, I mean, we were just all sitting there and we just started cracking up. Like, did the toilet just flush? I mean, who cares? It's just the toilet flushing. But it was the fact that you came back and said that we didn't hear it. That is what made that such a big... Devin, it's only 11 o'clock on a Friday. Come on, man. When you get back, I will return back to my home channel. VT was just my backup entertainment. You're such a jerk. My new toilet is even further away. Yeah, you West Coasters. You West Coasters. I do think I am gonna get out of here. I need to go to sleep. I'm gonna sleep well tonight. I can feel it. I appreciate y'all stopping by. I really do. You guys are awesome. As always, I can't even find the frickin' button. Where is it? There it is. With that said, have a good weekend. I will see you guys Monday morning. Hopefully, maybe we learned something tonight. I don't think we did. But, Justin, definitely going to be coming down. Not a question. Hopefully you have food, because I'm fat and I like to eat food. So, that's all I have to say. And good night, guys. I appreciate y'all stopping by. I seriously do. It's always a fun time. And have a great weekend. See you guys Monday. Peace.